Good evening, friends. Pinutuni. Welcome to our online broadcast here from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. Thank you for joining with us this evening as well. As you know, during this rains retreat that commenced on the full moon day of July, we have gone live sharing with you our daily evening worship, chanting, meditation, and short continued Dhamma reflection, so that you can participate and engage in religious observance during the rains retreat, which is considered to be very meritorious, as well as a great opportunity for you to commit yourself to spiritual advancement or practice the Dhamma or develop your paramitas and to understand the Dhamma. So we have gone live as in the previous years during the rains retreat to support you for your practice, even from home or wherever you are. Devotees sponsor the worship or the chanting and Dhamma sermon so that they can accumulate merit or even dedicate for their loved ones. Some devotees who sponsor have come to the Vihara in the past and made offerings and participate with us during worship. Today, the puja is sponsored by Mr. Andrew Clark and Mrs. Gayatri Clark, along with their children Travis Clark, Bryce Clark, and Shamika Dinu. And the main intention is to bless Travis Clark, who is celebrating his 21st birthday today. So we from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center and the congregation would like to wish you a very happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day. Parents' genuine intention is to wish you every success, good health and happiness, and most importantly, may your education be successful and may you have a very bright future. So with such intention, they are sponsoring the worship, chanting, and blessing you the virtues of the triple gem or the blessings of the Buddha for your well-being and happiness. So we take the opportunity to bless you later on when we chant the suttas as well. And we also would like to bless everyone participating from home. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. May you be blessed with good health and happiness throughout. May you and your loved ones stay blessed with good health and happiness throughout, even during the times of difficulty. So let us begin our worship by observing precepts. Please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādhiyāmi. අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්ධෙන් පංචශීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. Let us worship the Buddha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati sattha deva manassanang buddha bhagavati. Buddhang jivita pariyantang saranang gacchami. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko. Ehi passiko opanayiko paccattang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Dhammang jivita pariyantang saranang gacchami. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyaketang lokasati. Sanghang jivita pariyantang saranang gacchami. Kanasarappadittene dīpene tamadansina tilokadīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ pujayāmi tamonudam vannagandha gunopetaṃ etaṃ kusuma santatiṃ Pujayami munindassa Siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhaṃ kusumena nina Punyena mitena ca hotu mokkaṃ Pupphaṃ milayati yatai dhamme Kāyu tathāyāti vināsa bhāvaṃ Adhivāsetu no bhante pāniyaṃ parikappitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante Gilāna paccayaṃ imaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante pesajjaṃ parikappitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante sabbaṃ saddhāya pujitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Vandāmi cetiyaṃ sabbaṃ sabbatānesu patittitaṃ Sāririka dhātu mahābodhiṃ buddha rūpaṃ sakalaṃ sadā Yassa mūle nisinnovā sabbāri vijayaṃ akā Pata sabbaññutaṃ sattā Vandetaṃ bodhipādapaṃ Ime ete mahābodhi Lokanātena pujitā Aham pite namassāmi bodhirājā namattute Kāyena vācā cittena pamādena maya kataṃ Accayaṃ kamami bhante puripañña tathāgata Imina puñya kammena māmi bāla samāgamo Sataṃ samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā Idamme puñyaṃ āsavakkaya vahaṃ hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu Etāvatā ca amhehi sambataṃ puñya sampadaṃ Sabbe devā anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyā Etāvatā ca amhehi sambataṃ puñya sampadaṃ Sabbe bhūtā anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyā Etāvatā ca amhehi sambataṃ puñya sampadaṃ Sabbe sattā anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyā Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu today we will chant the Ratana Sutta and Jai Paritta to bless you all with good health and happiness. May you and your loved ones stay blessed with good health throughout. May all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled. And we'd also like to bless the sponsors today, Mr. Andrew Clark and Mrs. Gayatri Clark, and the children, Travis Clark, Bryce Clark, and Shanuka Dinu. And the intention is to bless their son, Travis Clark, who is celebrating his 21st birthday. As mentioned before, we wish you a very happy birthday. And we are going to chant the suttas, the blessings of the Buddha for your birthday, for your well-being and happiness, and for your every aspired success. May you be successful in your education, and may you have a very bright future. And most importantly, may you be blessed with good health, as well as may all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled. So this sutta, particularly Ratana Sutta, was blessed by the Buddha, uttered by the Buddha as a blessing. It contains the virtues of the triple gem, and at the end of every stanza we recite Etena Satchina Suvati Hotu, which means by the recitation of this, may you be blessed throughout, may you be blessed, and may you be blessed. So with that intention, we begin our chanting. And if you are, those who are participating online, if you are quite versed with this, you can join us in the chanting, and you can also share our Facebook and YouTube link for those who would like to dedicate the chanting to. So please chant with me, if not, listen to the chanting with great attention and respect. Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Paritta Savana Kalu Vayang Bhadanta Paritta Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Yani Bhutani Samagatani Bhummani Vayani Vantalike Sabbeva Bhuta Sumana Bhavantu Atopi Sakkacca Sunantu Bhasitang Tasmahi Bhutani Samitha Sabbe Mettang Karota Manusya Pajaya Divacharato Chaharanti Ye Baling Tasmahi Nirakkata Appamatta Yang Kinci Vittang Idhvahurang Vasagge Suvayang Ratanang Panitang Nano samang atti tathagatena idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu khayang viragang amatang panitang yadajjaga sakya muni samahito Natena dhammena samatte kinci idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu yang buddha settha parivannai sucing samadhimanantari kanyamahu Samadhina tena samona vijjati idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu ye puggala atta satang pasatta cattari etani yugani honti te dakhineya sugatassa savaka ete sudinani mahappalani idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu ye suppayutta manasa dalhene nikamino gotama sasanamhi te patti patta amatang vigaiha ladda mudha nibbuting bunjamana idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu yatinda kilo pathaving sitosiya catubbhivate sampakampiyo tatupamang sappurisang vadami yo ariya saccani avecca passati idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu ye ariya saccani vibhavayanti gambhira panyena sudesitani kincapite honti busappamatta nate bhavang attamang adiyanti idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu sahavassa dassana sampadaya tayassu dhamma jahita bhavanti sakkaya ditti vicikiccitanca silabbatan vapiyadatti kinci චතුහපායේහි ච විප්පමුත්තෝ චචාබිඨානානි අබබ්බෝකාතුං ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු කිංචාපිසෝ කම්මං කරෝති පාපකං කායේන වාචා උදචේතසාවා අභබ්බෝසෝ තස්ස පටිච්චාදාය අභබ්බතා දිට්ඨ පදස්ස බුත්තා ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වනප්පගුම්බේ යතා පුස්සිතග්ගේ ගිම්හාන මාසේ පඨමස්මින් ගිම්හේ තතපමං ධම්මවරං අදේසයි නිබ්බානගාමින් පරමං හිතාය ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වරෝ වරඤ්ඤ වරදෝ වරහරෝ අනුත්තරෝ ධම්ම වරං අදේසයි ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු කීනං පුරාණං නවං නත්ති සම්භවං විරත්ත චිත්තා ආයතිකේ භවස්මින් තේකීන බීජා අවිරුල්හිච්ඡන්දා නිබ්බන්ති ධීරා යතයන් පදීපෝ ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං බුද්ධං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං ධම්මං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං සංඝං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන දුක්ඛාවුපසමෙන්තු තේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන භයාවුපසමෙන්තු තේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන රෝගාවුපසමෙන්තු තේ සිරිදිති මති තේජෝ ජය සිද්ධි මහිද්දි මහාගුණං අපරිමිත ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අසිත්‍යනුව්‍යංජන ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අට්ඨුත්තර සතමංගල ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන චබ්බන්නරං ස්යානුභාවේන කේතුමාලානුභාවේන දස පාරමිතානුභාවේන දස උපපාරමිතානුභාවේන දස පරමත්ත පාරමිතානුභාවේන සීල සමාධි පඤ්ඤානුභාවේන බුද්ධානුභාවේන ධම්මානුභාවේන සංඝානුභාවේන තේජානුභාවේන ඉද්ධානුභාවේන බලානුභාවේන ඤය්‍ය ධම්මානුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මක්ඛන්ධානුභාවේන නවලෝකුත්තර ධම්මානුභාවේන අට්ඨංගික මග්ගානුභාවේන අට්ඨ සමාපත්ත්‍යානුභාවේන ඡල විඤ්ඤානුභාවේන මෙත්තා කරුණා මුදිතා උපේක්ඛානුභාවේන සම්බ පාරමිතානුභාවේන රතනත්තය සරණානුභාවේන තුයිහං සබ්බ රෝග සෝක උපද්දව දුක්ඛ දෝමනස්සුපායාස විනස්සන්තු සබ්බ සංකප්පා තුයිහං සමිජ්ජන්තු දීඝායුකෝ හෝතු සතවස්ස ජීවේන සමංගිකෝ හෝතු සම්බදා ආකාශ පම්බත වන භූමි තටාක ගංගා මහා සමුද්ද ආරක්කක දේවතා සදා තුම්හේ අනුරක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන බුද්ධ රතනං ධම්ම රතනං සංඝ රතනං තින්නං රතනානං ආනුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මක්ඛන්ධානුභාවේන පිටකත්තයානුභාවේන ජින ශාවකානුභාවේන සබ්බේතේ රෝගා සබ්බේතේ භය සම්බේතේ අන්තරායා සම්බේතේ උපද්දවා සබ්බේතේ දුන්නිමිත්තා සබ්බේතේ අවමංගලා විනස්සන්තු ආයු වඩ්ඩකෝ ධන වඩ්ඩකෝ සිරි වඩ්ඩකෝ යස වඩ්ඩකෝ බල වඩ්ඩකෝ වන්න වඩ්ඩකෝ සුඛ වඩ්ඩකෝ හෝතු සම්බදා දුක්ඛ රෝග භය වේරා සෝකා සබ්බේ පද්දවා අනේකා අන්තරායාපි විනස්සන්තු ච තේජසා ජය සිද්ධි ධනං ලාභං සොත්ති භාග්‍යං සුඛං බලං සිරියායුච වන්නෝ ච භෝගං බුද්ධි ච යසවා සතවස්සා ච ආයුච ජීව සිද්ධි භවන්තු තේ Devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu ce pito bhavatu loko ce raja bhavatu dhammiko akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu loka sasanang akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu dhammadesanang akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu mang paranti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May the blessings of the Buddha embodied in the suttas, may the compassion of the Buddha embodied in the suttas be conducive for your well-being and happiness. May you all be peaceful, happy, and most importantly be blessed with good health. And if you had dedicated the chanting to anyone that you care for, and may they also be well, happy, and peaceful, and be blessed with good health. Most importantly, we also bless today our sponsors, Mr. Andrew Clark and Mrs. Gayatri Clark. Their intention was to bless their son Travis Clark, who is celebrating his 21st birthday. So may you be well, happy, and peaceful. May all members of the family, Bryce and Shanuka, also be well, happy, and peaceful. May all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled. May the blessings of the Buddha Dhammasanga be upon you for your wholesome well-being and happiness. May you be successful in your education and also have a very bright future, having excelled your education. So we wish you every happiness. So now we are going to do meditation, a few minutes of meditation. So if you have just joined us, this is you're participating in our live broadcast here from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. We do apologize for the interruption in our network, and I believe that there has been a short interruption a while ago. So hopefully you are connected, and we believe that you are also in good health despite the heat wave. So you are joining us in our live broadcast during this rains retreat until 29th of October. We go live every day at 6:30 p.m. sharing with you our evening worship, chanting, meditation, and short continued reflection. So now we are going to do a meditation, and this meditation is based on developing loving kindness. So adjust yourself if necessary. If not, continue to stay how you have been. However, in meditation, we aim not to move. So stay still with your upright back and eyes gently closed. So once you have adjusted yourself to a convenient posture, take a few moments to observe that stillness in your body. It is quite different than other times when you have been busy or on the move. Now you are quiet and peaceful and still. A quick scan from head to toe, observing your body posture, will also help you observe that stillness in your body. So scan from head to toe, just simply noticing and observing your posture without any judgment. Don't stay at one place, but continue to just scan your body. Be mindful of that statue-like body. And that is because your mind is also at peace. Your mind is not looking for things through your senses. All other times, we normally look for things to keep us occupied or entertained. Since your eyes are shut and you have been focusing, to still your mind. Our minds are also at peace, especially having set aside your chores or duties and dedicating yourself to this moment. You're free and enjoy that freedom. Enjoy that freedom through mindfulness. So the word metta in Buddhism, which is in Pali, loosely translated as loving kindness. It is an altruistic, benevolent, well-being thinking, which is not a selfish one. It's not a selfish. You do not associate others or think good about others in a selfish way. We more or less develop and grow in loving kindness. We don't expect anything in return, neither do we impose our views or judgments. So loving kindness involves or is manifested in patience. It's opposite of patience would be frustration, irritation, impatience developed through dissatisfaction, through our judgment, through the inability to accept what it really is or who really they are. And where these thoughts exist, there is no loving kindness. So loving kindness is the opposite of impatience, opposite of ill will, hatred, jealousy. There is no judgment in our thinking, but simply learning how to accept each other and transform our way of thinking, which is the opposite of our judgment. We aim to be the source of happiness, despite the challenging moments. We do not share our loving thoughts in a contractual way. You cannot have 50% love or caring attitude. You need to be that fully giving, compassionate person. We don't impose our views and judgments for that reason, but simply accept each other, whoever we are. Therefore, loving kindness transcends barriers, identities, nationalities, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexuality, even species. So we need to develop our loving thoughts in such a way nothing becomes a barrier. It is unconditional love, universal love. Where there are conditions, where there are expectations, there is something that we need to work on in growing in this loving kindness. So the next few lines are simply to guide us in thinking. It is not a mantra, but follow these lines to develop metta, or well-being thinking. Do not recall those who have passed away, but simply bearing your loved ones in your thoughts without any judgment or expectation. We aspire for well-being of everyone. First of all, to yourself, may I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be blessed with good health. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from pain and suffering. Now let's bring some of your close associated family friends to your thoughts. That could include your parents or grandparents, uncles, aunts, in-laws, husband, wife or partner, brothers, sisters, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, cousins, nephews and nieces. If you have children or grandchildren, sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, and so forth, bring few to your thoughts. Even some of your friends or colleagues at work, your neighbors, may they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they all be blessed with good health. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings, including all sentient beings, your pets, birds and animals in your garden, may they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they all be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all living beings be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. Sadhu, sadhu. That is a brief meditation on metta, loving kindness. So now we come to the time where we do a continued short reflection. If you haven't joined us in the past, we have been reflecting on the first sermon of the Buddha, which was delivered on the full moon day of July. So we thought this rains retreat, we begin with that and then return to our selected stanzas, reflection from the Dhammapada. So far we have established that the Buddha, first thing that the Buddha uttered or told to the world was to avoid two extremes: the pursuit of happiness through sensual desires, or the pursuit of sensual desires to entertain yourself. So pursuit of sensual happiness and sensual desires or pleasures. It does not help someone in a renounced form to achieve enlightenment or even to understand the reality. It stops one from achieving that. And the other extreme is the opposite, is to give us or the pursuit of self-mortification, to give yourself some painful or engage in painful practices aiming to achieve enlightenment, and that is also not possible. So the Buddha said to take the middle way or the middle path, which did give him insight and eventually wisdom and enlightenment. So when explaining the middle way, which is the fourth of the Four Noble Truths, then the Buddha explains what the Four Noble Truths are. So he uses the word Satcha or Arya Satcha, Noble Truth, which means it is a universal thing or universal matter. It is not resorted to one person's experience. It is not resorted to one individual or nation. So it is something that everyone goes through. And this exploration of human experience, which most of the time we engage in trying to overcome unhappiness, and therefore the truth which we have to identify is that there is some form of unhappiness that people do experience. So we finished explaining the type of unhappinesses or suffering from birth, aging, illness, death, associating with unloved ones or departing from loved ones. They're all momentary experiences, yet when we face them, it does bring us some painful experience. The seventh and the eighth, which we discussed last 2 days, is not getting what you expected is suffering. And if we live day in, day out, every moment expecting something, and if it doesn't take place the way we want, could be anything that you desire, or even that you actually have held into a particular thought or a particular idea, and which does not come in fruition, that is suffering. And yesterday we reflected on essentially the hoarding or the grasping or the clinging to the five aggregates, your phenomena, which is your body and mind, or mind and matter. That is suffering. So today I will go to the second Noble Truth for about next few minutes to talk about what is said. Now we do have to know that the Buddha, to eradicate or to get rid of something, you have to know the cause. Otherwise we'll not be able to, if you don't understand the suffering, then we might not be able to understand the cause of it. So once the Buddha established that these are few examples of suffering, then the Buddha said, the second Noble Truth is the cause of suffering. And what is this cause? And he simply resorted that to that origin of suffering, to craving that resides deep within humans or within species. Whether you call that self-centered thinking, or whether you call the nurturing of your needs, but simply put, the word in Pali is called tanha, or in Sanskrit trishna. So tanha is like thirst. The craving is explained as thirst when you're thirsty. So maybe like in this weather, that heat wave that we have just experienced, no matter how much we drink, sometimes we're not pleased, or how much we cool ourselves, it's not enough. So the thirst in such a way explained is that it is never quenched. And what type of craving is this? Craving that leads to renewed existence. Pono bhavika. Renewed existence would be, it is just snowballing into new moments, and sometimes never enough attitude will keep on generating or topping up to the craving that we already have. So pono bhavika, renewed existence. It actually expands or doubles or multiplies. For example, you might have a certain item, but you might want the latest, and whatever you had is not good enough. You might get something, but you desire for double amount, or you might expect something more. And again, when you actually are with that craving, you actually are a completely different person as well in the next moment. So the moment we get a taste of something, for example, then which you've never tasted, and that becomes the delight, and then you continue to pursue and look for that, and you are also a different person, and you are so renewed existence. And if you take it into rebirth, it can also be the reason for all the causes of suffering. That includes also karma, and which will then result. Now, but another explanation in this is Nandi Raga Sahagata Tatra Tatravi Nandini. So this craving is it accompanies by Sahagata, accompanies by delight and lust. So whatever we engage, whatever we seek or look forward to from our sensory or senses, and these sensory experiences are actually it's the delight that we're looking for. It's the lust, the delight, and sometimes we don't satisfy ourselves with perhaps having seen something, having heard something, having smelled something, tasted something, felt something, and we continue to pursue to look for that. If something delights you, you want it more. You continue to look for it. If you don't find the taste in the food that you've been eating, you continue to look for some taste that is already residing in your mind. You continue to look for something. So it's not in this sutta, but in some other areas in Buddhism, there's a word called sankapparaga. That desire actually is like a raised bar which we try to meet. So every experience or similar experience, it will try to meet that bar. And if it is not there, we show our dissatisfaction or dislike, and essentially then resulting in suffering. I've used this example a couple of times. Sometimes when you order a pizza, you are ordering a taste, and if that's not in there, in that whatever piece you are consuming, you feel unhappy. So the type of desire that we are is wherever there is delight, we continue to look for it. And then another nature of this is we seek delight here and there, tatra tatra abhinandini. We keep on seeking for this, whether it is even a small physical pleasure. For example, in this heat, we might seek some coolness and some form of so we keep on. If it is not in one moment or one state, we try to look for it in a different state. So like that, we continue to look for certain pleasure, certain desires or delight here and there. If it is not in A, we'll try to look it in B. If it is not in B, we'll look it for it in C. But where there is delight, and then sometimes it stays there in the C or in the D. So seeking delight here and there. And then there are three types of this type of desires, which is broken down into, which again is actually even a worthwhile an hour's sermon on this. The first one is the three types of desires. The first one is kama tanha. So kama tanha is craving for sensual pleasures, so which I've just explained a little bit. Through our senses, we try to please ourselves. So craving for sensual pleasures. No matter what it is, these five senses, sometimes, unless the desire within is not removed, we are always looking for something, sensual pleasures. And sometimes the desire becomes as such that then the second one is bhavatanha. The first one is kama tanha. Bhavatanha is craving for existence. So sometimes we crave for a different state of existence, or even different plane of existence if it is after your death. But we can also take in consideration craving for the continuity of something. So if you like something, we crave for it to continue. Vibhavatana is craving for extermination or not existing. So if Say for example, in the heat, we don't prefer heat, we want to something else, we don't want the heat, so that can be counted as vibhava, not want to be in this moment of heat. So craving for the non-existence, and sometimes certain experiences we feel so bothered with or painful, so we just pray sometimes for that, not this does not exist, or may I not be in such situation at all. So we show some form of dislike or disagreement to a certain situation or certain existence or certain experience, and that type sometimes leads to worries and anxieties and fear and anticipated situations, which then creates a different type of mentality, and always feel insecure as well. So the three types of craving is what the Buddha explained as the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering, simply put, is craving. It's like explained as like in thirst, Trishna or Tanha. So thirst which can never be quenched, and the nature of this is always seeking delight, always looking for pleasure, and it always looks for here and there, as in situations A, B, C, or even in terms of senses. If we get tired through one senses, we'll still look for something else through another sense. And the types of craving is then broken or given. Three examples are given here. Kama tanha is craving for sensual pleasures. Bhava tanha, craving for existence or continuity. And then third one is vibhava tanha, craving for non-existence or extermination, not desiring either a particular situation, experience, or even an existence type. So that is the second noble truth, and normally this tanha is there until you achieve enlightenment. So then tomorrow we will go to the third noble truth, which is the end of suffering, or nibbana. So vana means greed or craving, ni means absence, so nibbana means no greed or no craving. So we'll go through that explanation or that definition tomorrow after our worship, chanting and meditation. So thank you for joining us this evening so far with patience, and despite the heat, you have been joining us daily, making the most out of our online broadcast, which we telecast at 6:30 p.m. During this rains retreat. This series will continue until our Katina robe offering ceremony, which is scheduled for Saturday 29th of October. Please keep your date free. It's a great moment, a great religious experience as well. So today the puja was sponsored, and the Dhammadesana, or this the whole service, puja, religious observance, that was included chanting, worship, meditation, and short reflection, continued reflection, was sponsored by Mr. Andrew Clark and Mrs. Gayatri Clark, and children Travis, Bryce, and Shanuka. And the key intention was to bless Travis Clark, who is celebrating his 21st birthday today. We may all merit accumulated by engaging and as well as by sponsoring. May all merit accumulated be conducive for your well-being. May you be blessed with good health. May you have a very happy birthday, and may all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled, and may you also excel in your education and have a very bright future. And we also bless the sponsors and the family members the same. May you all be blessed with good health and happiness. And you, as our online participants, may you also be blessed with good health and happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So do enjoy your rest of the evening. So until tomorrow, have a very good evening and good night. See you tomorrow at 6:30. Bye bye.